1. Business skill. You mean the art of escaping school, you have mastered that for sure. Taehyung chuckled, pocketing his phone as a slick black car pulls in front of you both. He opened the door for you, giving you a look that's all too proud. Taehyung grinning, you carry it away, it's princess. You roll your eyes but get into the car. To that you argue anymore, he slides in next to you, closing the door behind him. As the driver starts the car, you glance out of the window, trying to focus on something other than the Taehyung. After a moment of silence, William shifted in his seat, and out of corner of your eyes, you notice him looking at you again. Taehyung, curiosity, okay? You blink, surprised by softness in his voice. Yeah, I'm fine, just tired. Taehyung nods, but his gaze lingers on you a little longer than usual. You shift uncomfortably, not used to him being well concerned. Softly, you should have told Danny earlier you looked like you were about to pass out. Not wanting to admit he is right, you shrug, leaning back in your seat. While mumbling, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Teasingly, you never do, but it always turns into one. You open your mouth to retort, but a car comes in front of your house. The driver opens the door and Taehyung gets out first, holding the door open for you once again. You step out, giving him a suspicious look. What's with the gentleman act, trying to earn some extra points today? Taehyung is being shrugging casually, grinning. Maybe I just like seeing you confused. You roll your eyes but walk towards the house, Taehyung falling behind. As you both enter the room, it feels oddly comfortable, a shared silence and a teasing banter. You drop your bag on the floor and immediately head to the couch, collapsing onto it with a sigh. Taehyung's parents are probably at office. Both his parents are a business person. Taehyung watch you for a second, more heading to the kitchen, rummaging around in the fridge. Calling out, you want something to eat, you didn't have lunch, right? You glance at him from a couch, surprised again by his tone. It's softer than a usual, but still Taehyung, you shrug, not really feeling hungry, but I don't really feel like eating. Taehyung raised an eyebrow, pulling out some leftover and putting them on the counter. Yeah, well, you should. You haven't eaten anything all day. You sit up slightly, watching him move around the kitchen like it's the most natural thing in the world. For a moment, it feels almost domestic. You shake your head, trying to not let that thought linger. Teasingly, since when did you become the caretaker type? Taehyung glanced at you over his shoulder, a small smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. Don't get used to it. I'm only doing this because I don't want you fainting again and making me look bad as well. You roll your eyes, but there is a warmth in your chest that you can't ignore. Despite his sarcastic word, there is something in his action that feels different. Taehyung comes back with a plate of food sitting on the coffee table in front of you. Glance at him, raising an eyebrow. What? You are not going to feed me too? Taehyung is crossing his arm as he leans against the back of the couch. Taehyung, don't push your luck, eat. You sigh and pick up the fork. Taking a small bite, it got comforting in a way. Taehyung smells it down on the couch next to you, scrolling through his phone, but you can feel him glancing at you every now and then. After a few minutes, he will lean back, feeling a little better. You glance at him, who is pretending to be engrossed in his phone. Thanks for today, I'm in for the ride and everything. Taehyung looks up a little surprised by your word. He shrugs, trying to play it off like it's no big deal. Taehyung, casually, don't mention it. Like I said, I don't want you to making me look bad. But there is a hint of something genuine in his tone, and for a moment, the banter between the two after some seconds, he started up scratching his arm over his head. Alright, I'm going to take a nap. Wake me when you decided to faint again. You throw a pillow at him. He walks away, but you are smiling despite yourself. He chuckled, disappearing down the hallway. You sit back on the couch, late at night in one's bedroom. The room is dimly lighted, a soft glow of the moon peeking through the curtains. When lying in her bed, feeling weak and exhausted from the day, the doctor your mother-in-law called has prescribed some medicine, but exhaustion from being still lingered. Suddenly the door creaks open and a faint light is spilled into the room from the hallway. You are too tired to fully open your eyes, but you sense someone approaching. The warmth of a hand touches your forehead gently, and your eyes flutter open. There, standing beside your bed, is Taehyung, his usual confident expression replaced with a something softer, almost concerned. Softly, almost hesitantly, how are you feeling, love? His eyes widened immediately after his speak, as though he shocked by his own words. Taehyung started mentally panicking. What did I just call her love so easily? What I'm doing? Your half-open eyes, still too weak to register the shock in his expression. Before you can respond, Taehyung, without asking, climbed to the bed next to you, frowned slightly confused by his action. He casually grabbed the blanket from your side and throws it over himself, acting as if this was the most natural thing in the world. Weakly with a soft ground, what are you doing, idiot, in my bed? Taehyung stretched up into his mic, but there is a gentleness in his eyes that you are not used to seeing. He settled in next to you, his body close enough that you can feel his warmth. Cuddle will make you feel better faster, and I really wanted to get better soon. It's boring without the ritual fights. You try to glare at him, but you are too weak to put much effort into it. Then, without hesitation, he slides his arm around your waist, pulling you gently towards him. You flinch at a sudden touch, but don't protest. You are too tired and strangely comforted by his presence, even if you don't want to admit it. The young heart races as he feels you relax against him. When you nod and bury your face into his chest, he feels a surge of something warm, something that makes him smile. He moves his hand to your hair, gently running his finger through his holds you closer. The closeness is something neither of you are used to, but neither of you seem to mind tonight. Taehyung presses a soft kiss to the top of your head, his lips lingering there for a moment longer than necessary, mumbling sleepily, I hate you because I love you. Your voice is barely above a whisper, but Taehyung hears it clearly. His breath hitches, and for a moment he freezes, his mind racing. Did he just steer you right? He swallows hard. Taehyung thought she just said she loves me, but hates me for it. He started to wake you up and tease you about it, but seeing your peaceful face against his chest stopped him. Instead, he pulls you closer. His hold you tightens slightly as his heart swells with emotions. Taehyung whispering, his voice barely audible, love you too, dragon. He says it so softly that even if you are awake, you might not hear it, but there's a confession wrapped in the quiet of the night hidden beneath the layer of your complicated relationship. He lies there holding you close, his thumb gently tracing circle on your waist while his other hand continues to carry your skin. His heart is pounding in his chest, but he feels more peace. For the first time in what feels like forever, Taehyung doesn't feel the need to put his ritual cold front. He doesn't feel the need to push you away to pretend that he doesn't care right now. You snuggle closer to him in your sleep, letting out a soft sigh. Taehyung can't help but smile again, his heart feeling possibly full. Taehyung thought, I guess I'm not as heartless as I thought. Next morning, the sunlight filters into the room through the curtains, casting a soft glow on the bed. You stir slightly, your head is still feeling heavy, but the fever from previous night has subsided a little. You feel something warm and solid next to you, and you blink your eyes. He's fast asleep, his face relaxed and peaceful in a way you have never seen before. His hair is slightly messy, and there is softness to his expression that make your heart skip a bit. For a moment, you just stare at him, taking a sight of him like this. It's so different from the usual cold, composed version of them that you are used to. Here he looks human, vulnerable, even. You shift slightly, trying to pull away without waking him, but his arm tightens around your waist, pulling you back against his chest. You can feel his breath, mumbling sleepily. Where do you think we are going? His voice is soft from his lip, and his eyes are still closed, but there's a smirk playing on his lip. Quietly trying to sound annoyed. I need to get up. I'm feeling better now. Taehyung finally opened his eyes, glancing down at you with that lazy smirk still in place. Really, you look like you still need more rest to me. You roll your eyes, pushing against the chest, but it doesn't budge. Grumbling, stop being annoying, Taehyung. He chuckles, finally losing his grip on you, but he doesn't move away completely. Instead, he props himself up on his elbow, still watching you with infatuatingly smug smile. Taehyung admitted you like having me here last night. You showed him a glare, but your cheeks are battering. You're heading up, you side up, pulling the blanket around yourself as you avoid his gaze, muttering, I didn't need you here. Taehyung sits up, leaning closer, his voice dropping with a low murmur. Sure, that's why you snuggled into my chest and told me you loved me. Your eyes widen and whip your head around to stare at him. Your heart skip a bit, frustrated. I did not. He laughed softly, leaning back on the bed with his arm crossed behind his head. Grinning, you did. You mumbled it right before you fell asleep. Don't worry, I won't let it get on my head much. You ground, burying your face in your hand. You, of course, he would have bring that, but even though you embrace, there is a small part of you that feels relief because you heard him saying many times he loves you too.